Hey, welcome to the Art of Relationship show. It's been a rough week for a lot of people out here, and I want everybody to look at, hopefully everybody's doing okay out there, and going to be talking about the infamous question of what the hell do women want, okay? And now I'm going to check the settings a little bit, people, before we kick off the show, so don't go anywhere, okay? Just want to make sure all the settings are correct. Cool. Just want to make sure they're okay right now. Good. Cool. Okay. Sorry, people. Going to be talking about the infamous as I trip over my tongue, okay? What do women really want out there from men? Okay, and we know, same-sex couples and everything too. But we're going to be talking about, what do women want from us, from men? Okay, if they're looking for a partner, if they're in a relationship, excuse me, if they're married, how do you want to improve your men? Say you write that list out, right? And I ask couples all the time, men, women, doesn't matter. What do you want in a partner? What if you could tweak, design your own partner, like, the old school movie Weird Science, and young people are like, what the hell is that? You need to look it up. I think Elizabeth Hurley's in it. Most men remember that, but not to be sexist. But looking at the situation of if you got to design your ideal man, what do you really want? And enlighten us, people. Be able to understand what is going on. And I am going to kick off the show as I trip over my tongue right after the intro. So do not go anywhere. Hey people, welcome back to the Art of Relationship show. As always, you can join in the live chat down below, people, and throw your comments out there regardless of what the topic, subject matter is at hand. Like I said, I tripping over my tongue, a little rough start to today's episode, but we're going to continue on, okay? And as people know, I announce who I am every episode. I'm Greg Dudzinski. I'm a fully licensed professional counselor here in the state of Michigan, here in Detroit area, and I'm a relationship sex specialist, graduate degree, postgraduate school, intern, resident, all that crap, residency, all that stuff, right? And I've been doing this, actually, next month in August will be 23 years, okay, a long time. And I have a lot of grief, a lot of trauma experience. I also used to work with severe trauma in kids, teens. I worked with countless, maybe not countless, but over 1,000 women, rape survivors as well. And I'm a man, and I'm flattered to women big time out there because, talking to a man about this, about rape, those type of sexual abuse situations, it's gut-wrenching, let alone add on talking to a man about it. So I'm very flattered for that situation. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying. Oh, someone just put, Weird Science, not Where Science, okay? So, everybody talking, join the chat below, share the episode on your timeline, your page. Let's try to get as many people involved out there as well. 54 every day. Hey, what's going on? Jen Holiday, what's going on, people? So, you need to let us know, clue us in, ladies. What do you want from us men, to be able to look at what is happening, what is going on in the situation, to be able to look at how can we be better for you. Now, I tell people all the time, okay, I am not into a lot of gender stereotypes, right? I get people all the time, right? Greg, I'm a woman, so all women want this. No, they don't. I'm a man. All men want... No, they don't. So first you have to look at you, not women in general, like I titled the episode, right? What do women want? What do you want? And not all men are the same, not all women are the same. So it should be like a potpourri, more specific. I want you to understand what you really want, ladies out there, so you can teach us, okay? I did a post on Facebook yesterday and social media about, women. Do you really want an emotionally intelligent guy, emotionally, expressive man? And, most women will say yes. However, he can't be too emotional. He needs to be, emotionally put together, emotionally intelligent. He can't be, and men are like left, our head spinning. What do you mean, right? What is being too emotional? What is not being emotional enough, right? And we talk about empathy, compassion. I'm huge on it, okay? How do we express that works for our lady, our woman, right, out there? So, women, tell us. Janie, what's happening out there? Appreciate everybody tuning in. Morgan, what's happening? So teach us, what is it that you want? You want a man that's romantic. You want a woman that's strong. There's some women out there that loves a man in uniform. Some women hate men in uniform. Some people want the blue-collar construction worker type. Some people want the white-collar dress in a suit type. So there's so many varieties out there. What draws men or women to certain men, certain types, if you will. And how many women out there do you have a type? And when you talk about, some women love facial hair, want the man with the beard that's been going on lately, and some women hate facial hair. Some women hate bald dudes, and women that hate bald dudes, I'm being immature, right? Some women love bald dudes, right? And looking at those type of situations, but we can look at physical attributes. What do you look for in a man? And what do you look for, maybe physically? What do you look for emotionally, mentally? You get me? Some men want, or some women, my apologies, want men that are funny, that'll make them laugh. Some women want men that are more serious. And this is where all the confusion comes in, and men are very literal, right? A woman wants this, and that, and the men's like, oh my, how can I meet all these needs, right? So you're looking at these situations, what works for you out there and what doesn't. But I want you to join in the chat down below, people, and looking at, tell me, what do you want so you can teach men out there? Now, not everyone is for everybody, obviously, right? Most people, you might not know, but most of my regular followers, my clients know, right? I'm wearing a t-shirt, and guess what? I have a little bit of tattoos, right? Right here, all over the place. Tattoos all up and down my arm, not full sleeves. But, and guess what? My lady, who's awesome, phenomenal, does not like men in tattoos. And when we start, met, dated a long time ago, we looked at it, and I'm like, what are you doing with me? Oh, I liked your smile holding your grandbaby. Okay, great, but you don't like, So I'm like, wait a minute. So you think you might not like something, not be into something, then you find out you are. But ladies, please teach us, do you want a man to open car doors, to be a gentleman? What does a gentleman look like? He throws his coat over a mud puddle like in the 1920 movie, right? I ain't throwing my coat, man. I paid this much money for, It's looking at those situations. I want a man that takes a bullet for me. And the man's looking at, crap, why can't women take a bullet for me, right? But it's not about us men right now. I want us men to be able to learn and look at, and men too, right? I want you to look at what type of woman you want. You might want a biker chick, You might want a woman that loves riding motorcycles. You might love a woman that's in a dress all the time, in a skirt all the time, whatever. But this is about women to define and clarify for us out there, what is it that you look for in a man that is more specifically, what is being emotionally intelligent, being emotionally expressive mean to you out there? Do you want a man to cry or feel safe to be able to open up and be vulnerable with you and even cry if necessary? However, most women will say, I don't want a man to cry. Like if the Detroit Lions lost their first playoff game last year, right? Thinking they'd go to the Super Bowl. And all the men are in tears and the women are like, oh, you're not a man, you're a wimp, right? All the stereotypical name calling and stuff comes out. But, you know, a man can cry, absolutely, only if his mom dies, dad dies, sister, brother. You get me? But a man can't cry during this, or that. So there's so many stigmas out there that have a lot of us men out there, our heads spin. This is where I want people to understand, learn, and recognize from women. Ask them, what do you want? What do you want in a man? And a lot of women might say, I don't know. Or some women, I want a man with a, 7-figure bank account. Well, that takes most of us out of the equation, right? Me included, way out of the equation. And this is where, you look at, and that's where I want people, Starfire, hey, what's happening? I appreciate you tuning in. But please, people, join in and, let us know. Teach us, lady, what you look for in a man. Like I said, some women are drawn to the suit type, want the white collar office job. I'm white collar, blue collar, I'm a mix of everything. So, but it's not about me. It's about you out there. So ladies, be brave. Talk to us. Tell us what the hell it is you want. And is it, some people, believe it or not, everyone talks about the dad bods. When we move over to the physical element, dad bods. Women love dad bods. Coming back from northern Michigan, we were over the weekend and heard, on the radio they were talking about, women don't, really might not be in six packs. They'd rather have a guy that drinks a six pack, right? They're not in the, maybe the muscle-bound physique men where some women are, So it's drawn to, so physiques are all over the place. I want a man that's tall, that's whatever. Leaves me out, I'm not rich, I don't have hair. Oh, well, I'm glad my lady loves me, so that's a good thing. I want people to understand and learn so you can teach, right? There's a lot of women out there that assume we, men, read your mind. You should know how to be compassionate. You should know how to be funny. You should know how to, have empathy. I'm not disagreeing with that. Not at all. I'm very compassionate. Have a lot of empathy. That's, especially working in this field. Absolutely. But again, how do you want it delivered? There could be men that, feel very deeply, but they never express it. So their lady never tells them, hey, you know what? You need to be more expressive. And the guy's like, well, I do. I feel bad for you. I feel compassionate. Well, ladies, tell them, what do you want? Well, I want you to hold me. I want you to give me space. Remember I said, every lady is different. That's where you have to, oh, man should just know. How does he know? Well, maybe he's been in relationships before. Every relationship's different, remember? Every woman's different, every man is different, and that's what gets a lot of people different, right? Well, I mean, I was this and I was fine, but you're not in that relationship before, right? So you have to look at, what does compassion look like? What does being a good listener look like for you? A lot of women will tell their man, I hear it on a daily basis, I want him to listen. I want him to be a better listener. I do listen. And the man will repeat what the lady said. And the woman's like, I didn't know you were listening. Now, we have to look at, how do you want your man to be a better listener for you? Some men might listen. They might not say anything. You get me? I'm listening. Mm-hmm. No head nod. So a woman could be, I want you to be more expressive. I want you to maybe give feedback, even to say, oh, wow, man, how'd that cut you deep, man? I'd be ticked too. That type of situation. Or I am expressive. I tried to help you and tell you what to do. And the woman's like, don't tell me what to do. Do you get me? That's where I tell women, teach your man what works for you. That doesn't mean everything, not at all, right? Because if you made your man, let me guess, because if you made your man how you wanted him to be, chances are you would lose respect for them because they would tell you everything you wanted to hear. You get me? He'd be like a robot, like a mannequin. He wouldn't have his own identity because he would have the identity that you want, not his own. So this is where it ticks people off a lot. And, the confusion comes into play. A man has their idea of what a man is or should be, and a woman has this idea. And sometimes they clash, right? But that's where I want people to individualize what their needs, what they want, what they look for, right? What about a man turns you on, ladies, emotionally, physically, that you want that man just to rip your clothes off? There's some men that will want to rip your clothes off, and the woman's like, oh, no, be gentle. I don't want that. I want you to be softer, gentle. And the man's like, I'm confused. You get me? So this is where I want men to be able to, listen and learn from their lady to become a better man for their partner, okay? To become a better listener, to become a better, man, whatever that means, to be able, without losing your identity, okay? Hey, Alan, Dustin, I appreciate you tuning in. Hey, Frank, what's happening, man? But this is where, it's hard, it's difficult, and there's a lot of confusion out there, right? And, trying to be someone you're not, I'll never promote that. I just want to clarify. There's a difference between that, being a better partner for your lady, men, and women, trying to teach your man to be better for you than someone losing their whole identity. That's what drew you together in the first place, right? Was each other's individual identity. Okay, maybe how they look too, let's be real. But their own personality, their own identity is what drew you together. But sometimes the realities can be that their personality, once you get to know each other, can drive each other nuts. So this is where you look at, what do you do to teach your man to be better for you? And some women don't want to do that. They believe that the man should already know that, and the man, we're like, blah, 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 blah. We're like lost. And this is where, hey, teach you. I want you to grab my hair like you want me. Like that caveman, right? And some women are out there, don't pull my hair, that's too mean. And the guy's like, mean? No, I'm being assertive like you wanted me to. And the woman is like, no, you're being aggressive. And the guy's confused, right? Assertive versus aggressive. Some women out there, right? You're maybe listening now, and you're trying to identify, teaching your man, yeah, I love it. I love an assertive man. Whoa, wait a minute. That's not assertive, that's aggressive. But then the man's assertive, makes decisions. And then ladies are out there saying, what? Oh my God, you don't take me into consideration. You don't, you didn't even ask if I was okay with that. And the man's like, you wanted me to be assertive, right? A lot of men are very literal. So ladies, please draw it out for us. Draw it out for your man out there, to be able to tell them, to be able to educate them in, what being assertive means. And women, I know, you're rolling your eyes at me right now, right? Rolling your eyes at me, it's too much work. I don't want to have to. There's a difference to teach versus, you're being a mom and having to teach everything. You get me? There's a big difference in that. And how do you teach each other? How do you love each other, right? Is it automatic? Bam! It's supposed to just happen. Or can you teach each other, what you want, how you want to be loved? It's no different. How you want to be touched. Well, he should just know. Ladies, doesn't work that way. Some men might know how to touch you. Some men that you're with, that you want to be with forever, might not know. So this is where I want people to be able to understand and to be able to teach each other. And again, this is not a right or wrong. It's not, trying to build your man from the floor up, if you will, or from the feet up. No. It's about trying to teach us to be better for you. Some men might be funny, but to their lady, they're not funny at all. They're immature, right? So it's looking at and teaching, hey, you know what? Maybe this joke is tasteless. It's disrespectful to people. So please don't tell this joke anymore. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. And I want the man, that type of thing. There's a difference between losing your identity out there, men, versus becoming better for your lady out there, okay? How do you want to be kissed? Everybody assumes, right? But can you become a better kisser for your ladies? Lady, what about you? How many women, there's women out there, again, that don't like to kiss, which is, they might have germ phobias, right? They just don't like to kiss. And the man's like, oh my God, I'd love to kiss. And, it's passionate, romantic, it's soulful. I think it's soulful, all that stuff. It feels phenomenal. And there's some women that don't want a guy to kiss. I don't kiss. It's just like a kiss on the cheek or a slight kiss on the lips, if that. And the guy's like, what the hell? And the woman's wondering, what's wrong? It's not wrong. It's just different. But now you have to look at, well, I teach my man to do this, do that. That doesn't mean he has to. You get me? But if he doesn't, now we're talking about compatibility. And this whole episode today, ladies, is about compatibility, right? That's where I want, men too. What type of woman are you looking for? But this is about women and what are you looking for? When you look for a guy that is compassionate, but yet strong, what does that mean for you? You know what? Do you want him to be compassionate, right? Sees a baby in need and he, oh my God, runs to rescue, right? Or he's got a cut on it, he's got a broken arm. Do you want him to be strong? Yeah, no big deal. I'll just duct tape it, right? Men in duct tape, right? So looking at it's very difficult. That's why relationships can be confusing. And I want to clarify them. Oh, real quick, I forgot. Go to my website, okay? theartofrelationships.org is my website. Follow me, like me at LoveGuruGreg. You can like me, follow me. I'd be very, very flattered and appreciative of that. Okay. Hey, Chad. Hey, welcome back, man. Appreciate it. And you can catch, every episode. I have probably 600 videos at least on YouTube. Again, go to YouTube at LoveGuruGreg. You'll find them and to be able to check them out as well and to help as many people out there as possible. That's why I do this, okay? Excuse me. And ladies, it might be frustrating, right? We don't want to teach all the time. And a lot of women out there, again, will be rolling your eyes. I get it. I've tried to teach him 10 times, Greg, and he still doesn't get it. I understand your frustration. Believe me, big time. I get you. But now you look at, is he just not capable of doing those things? And this is where those compatibility look like. You want somebody to hold you when you're not feeling well, when you're bummed out, when you're sad, when you're devastated, maybe lost a loved one, and he goes to comfort you and show you compassion, empathy, and you hit him. Get away from me. Leave me alone. The guy's like, what? I thought you wanted me to be compassionate. That's where the confusion comes in. Hey, no, I need some space now. You get me? Our intent typically is to take away your pain, to take away your misery when you're sad, when you're mad. We want to be that warrior in there, most of us, and try to do stuff that works. Now, our intent could be phenomenal, great, terrific. However, our impact could suck. Let's be honest, right? It might not be what you need. This is where I want people to be able to understand and learn to be able to teach. Hey, and I don't want men, I teach men not to get defensive, don't take it personally. Now, to be able to, right? Hey, I can do that, no big deal. No, I'm not doing that. That's against who I am. There's a difference, right? Of maintaining our own individuality, valuing our self-love, our self-respect, like I talk about on every episode. Hey, Cindy, hey, appreciate you tuning in. Woo! So these are elements where I want people to understand, and ladies, identify. What really would you like your man or future man, if you're single out there, to be like? What does being emotionally connected mean? What does being compassionate, empathy? What does being funny, strong? You get me? Some men don't have a sense of humor, but you love that. You love that stoicism. You love him to be stoic, not that sense of humor because he's just strong like a statue. But then later on, you're like, he doesn't talk, doesn't show any emotion. And the guy's like, you wanted me this way, right? So this is where it's one of those things, be careful what you wish for, right? A lot of women want that bad boy, and then they'll yell, complain, bitch about that bad boy down the road. He cheated on me. He abused me. He disrespects me all the time. But you were so passionate about that bad boy, right? But there's a difference between a bad boy, an asshole, and someone that can maybe command self-respect for themselves. A big difference. That isn't a doormat, right? A lot of women are not into men that are doormats. Or, let's face it, a lot of us men are not into women that are doormats either. So you want your man to be strong, to be able to tell you when you are wrong or he thinks you're wrong in a respectful manner. Everybody talks about the disrespectful tone, right? To put you in your place. But this is about telling you you're wrong, to be able to stick up for themselves. Is that what you want in a man? Because a lot of women will lose respect for us men if we keep saying, and I joke around about all this all the time, but I'll get to that. If men, yes dear, whatever you want. A lot of women think they love that, but then they'll lose respect for their man that does that. And I joke around with couples all the time, and I say that, what, easy fix? What, one of you haven't learned just to say yes dear, whatever you want yet? No, I don't want that for anybody, right? I want that promoting self-love and commanding that self-respect. But this is where, ladies, I want you to be able to identify, I want you to be able to teach what you want in your person, in your man, how they can be better for you. Hey, hold me this way, hug me this way, touch me this way. You get me? Oh, you touch me this way, it rubs me the wrong way. And the men get oh man, I don't do anything right. You know what? Men, suck it up, learn. Hey, how do you want me to touch you? You get me? It's stupid, I have to ask her. No, I want you to learn. Remember, you want to be a better person for your lady. You want to love her better. You want to be better sexually. Ooh, how many women out there are afraid to tell their man or teach their man what you want sexually as well? So we can get on to emotionally, mentally, physically, right? Maybe body type. But also, what about intimacy? What does that look like? Do you want a man that's romantic, or you could care less about that? And if you do want romance, what is romance to you? You get me? Women are looking at, oh, I love flowers. Not every woman loves flowers. The man brings her flowers, and she's like, oh, gee, thanks. What, you're not happy? Well, I told you 10 times I don't like flowers, but every woman, no, not every woman likes flowers. You get me? And that's where us men need to be able to learn and not be thick in the head so much. Oh, okay, it's simple. She's telling us this. Why are we assuming it's not that way, right? So this is where men can be very literal, but some men don't listen, they don't learn, because they assume, ladies, you're just telling us what you want us to hear, right? No, be open, be honest, but be nice, be respectful, and telling us what you want. Hey, I'd like you to hold me this way. Not, oh, you're rotten. You don't know what you're doing. Ooh. You know how many times I've heard in my office women talking to their husband, their boyfriends. Man, he doesn't know what he's doing in the bed, Greg. He doesn't know, have a clue how to love me, how to hold me. And I'm like, have you told him? Have you tried to teach him? No, he should just know. And I'm like, why should he just know? So that's where a lot of women get defensive and not take accountability and responsibility for teaching, for improving their own relationship, and to be able to clue us men in. But men, I'm calling you out too. You need to be able to learn. And if you need specifics, ask. And women, don't say, oh, that's stupid, you should know. Teach us. Hey, you want me to be more romantic? What does that look like? You get me? Is it writing little sticky notes, little love notes? Is it flowers? Is it buying you, dancing in the living room once in a while? Woohoo, right? What is romantic to you? What is strong to you? There's a difference between being mentally strong and being physically strong. What does that look like, ladies? And that's where I want people to identify, and I want women to learn and understand what is it that they are looking for. But also, don't assume that us men already know, should know, or that we're magically going to become this man that you want without you saying anything or teaching us. Okay? And I do an episode. Check that out on YouTube as well, at LoveGuruGreg, when I talk about potentials are dangerous, right? And a lot of women have potentials with us men. He had so much potential to do this, be that. And the man has no clue. I thought you would be, well, you never told me. You never asked me. You need to teach and ask, okay? So, check out my website, again, theartofrelationships.org. Follow me, like me, all over social media, YouTube, you name it, at LoveGuruGreg. I definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. It's quiet in the chat today. I don't know why, but hey, Chrissy, what's happening, Michelle? It's definitely quiet. Where'd all my comments come from today, right? Maybe everybody's tired. They're got the summer burnout at work. But clue me in. Check me out if you need any relationship, marriage help, anything I can do to help. Please, again, you can find my contact information at LoveGuruGreg social media, or better, probably more easier, is my website, theartofrelationships.org, okay? And peace and love to everybody out there. And I appreciate your time listening, viewing. I appreciate it, okay? Your time is very valuable, and I don't take that for granted, okay? Peace and love, everybody. Bye-bye.